Man, now I kind of wish I was even more, like, supportive of Lutra, so that Lutra could be the new creator. But yeah, it's time to start the new world, I suppose. All you gotta do is pick up the gift. Make sure you tie up all loose ends. I don't think I have any other loose ends, right? Unless I want to, like, talk to Alethea and stuff, but there were no blips on them. It's just in case they had something to talk about, but I really doubt it, so I'm ready. Gift of creation received. Well, guess this is it then. I'm always excited to see what happens with a new world. But it also means we won't see each other for a while. Thanks for stopping by so much this time, buddy. Oh, I wonder if you would say this if you didn't stop by so much this time, because I've been checking in with Elil, like, every step of the way, just, like, get updates about all the gods and what's going on and stuff. If you just ignore Elil, maybe he wouldn't say this. It was good reflecting on things with you. But for now, it's time for us to part ways. Do we have to? I understand. Until next time, Elil. Sure, let's say that. Haha, I'm flattered, buddy. I really am. But yeah, it does have to happen. You guessed it. All part of the arrangement. I see. Goodbye then, Elil. Not goodbye forever. Next time we'll meet again. You won't remember me, but I'll get you caught back up. Alright, that's enough talking, I guess. Let's get the show on the road. Holy shit. Quick, swim for it. Escape. Get out of here. Help. Oh, what? You actually can? Oh, you're supposed to. You just swim out and that's like the end. No, it's not. Reload checkpoint. Hold on. I gotta test that. God damn it. I just have to see. I know all about myself. Okay. I could try different choices now, but nah. Nah, let's just do what I did and stand by that. I had to know the truth. And I don't need to ask anything about the other stuff, so let's start the new world. I'm ready. Do we have to? Alright. Get the fuck out. Go, go, go. Leave. Break the cycle. Break the cycle. Aww. Nope. That would have been interesting. I guess not. Man, I really hope there's something about, like, breaking the cycle, but I really don't think there's going to be. Whoa! Okay, I'm just getting sucked in. Am I gonna be back in the, archive? For a time, I continued to feel myself rising toward the heavens. Eventually, I came to a stop, and the blinding light around me slowly faded away, so it's like I'm writing this as in the pages. Somehow, I was suspended among the stars. In that silent void, I began to reflect on what Gnosis had told me. Could it really be that I was the original creator? The one who set everything in the universe in motion, even the cycle itself. Whether or not it was true, my role was about to change. After the birth of the new world, I would become the historian, eternal observer and record keeper of every mortal age. Soon I would be starting a new book and filling its pages with all the events to come. Oh man! No, there's no way they would have done this, but it would have been amazing if it's like, if you do a cycle and then get, say, Ketri and Esti as the gods, and then do another cycle, then the pages would be you talking about Ketri and Esti's rule. I really doubt that's gonna be a thing, but if it is, that would be so fucking cool. I read this. Yeah. I could sense that the gift of creation was ready to move forward. But was I? I wished I could speak with them one last time. And to my surprise, a portal opened before me. Hey! I smiled as Amar's familiar face appeared on the other side of the gateway. Whoa, what's going on, friend? I'm not sure how you're doing this, but it's good to see ya. Something strange is going on. Is this the end of the world? I told Amar they were basically correct. But a new world would be taking this one's place, and soon someone would be chosen to create it. Huh, well, whoever gets to do that, I hope they think about everyone when they decide how it's gonna be. Anyway, are we gonna get to hang out sometime in this new world? I said I certainly hoped so. Yeah, me too, friend. So I guess this is like based on your choices with him. You get different dialogue here, like Amar really likes me and stuff, I guess, maybe, who knows. Suddenly, the view within the portal shifted, and Alethea appeared, adjusting her goggles and looking thoughtful for a moment. Oh, well, hello. You can open portals too? Were you able to do this all along? I explained that I wasn't sure where the portal had come from either. Perhaps I'd created it unconsciously, or maybe it was under the control of someone or something else. I see, but more importantly, what is happening to the ocean right now? All the creatures are vanishing, and there's an odd bright light coming from the sky. I told Alethea about the new world and the process we'd all been involved in to choose a creator. My word! If only I'd known all this before, everything would have... But no, I doubt I would have believed you anyway. Well, it sounds like there's many new discoveries still ahead of us. And that's always good news if you ask me. See you on the other side, my friend. Next, Ketri and Esti appeared. New friend, we were wondering what happened to you. I assured them I was alright and filled them in on the new world about to be born. Then I asked what they planned to do once it was created. Well, depends what the new world's like. Maybe we'll try to find our parents somehow. They're probably long gone if they're not part of the cycle. We think they should answer for what they did to us. I told them that decision was up to them and wished them well. Yeah, we'll think about it. See you around, new friend. Then a new image began to materialize, and for a moment, I didn't understand what I was seeing. Oh, hi Lutra! It dawned on me that I was looking at Lutra, who had become a huge and majestic moth-like creature. I asked how it felt to have undergone such a drastic change. This one feels new. Memories of this one, not clear. Hunger thoughts, very strong. Thoughts of others like this one, also strong. This one has much to do. Before I could respond, Lutra took flight and was gone, leaving me to ponder what its plans might be. I don't know if it was like not very nice to me, or like it didn't say anything about me or wanted to talk to me because of my choices or something. No idea. Or maybe that's just what Lutra is. Then I heard a hauntingly familiar voice in my head. You hadn't forgotten about me, had you? It was unmistakably Gnosis. In case there was any doubt in your mind, I now have the greatest power among the gods. Suddenly I felt as though I couldn't move or speak. The gift of creation is mine to use as I see fit. Perhaps once I have shown you the world I have planned, you will understand why it is best for the mortals. Farewell, historian. We will meet again soon. The feeling of being paralyzed left me. I had no idea what Gnosis wanted to do, from reading the book in the Library of Antiquity. Oh, I had an idea, sorry. But maybe things would go differently this time. Maybe Gnosis would choose to listen to someone's counsel. Either way, there was nothing left but to record what happened. Using the gift of creation, Gnosis brought the new world from nothingness. Forth from nothingness. Whoa! The mortals of this world sought knowledge eagerly, Their cities were linked by a global network, allowing them to share information across any distance instantly. But conflicts broke out as the mortals developed differing ideas about who should have access to the network and what they were allowed to do with it. They split into factions and fought bitterly for control of the world's information. Once their weapons were advanced enough, these hostilities threatened their very existence, and Gnosis decided something had to be done. So if Gnosis, like, remembers his own rule, wouldn't he remember the problem with it? And, like, I mean, I guess that's the point, that, like, either way, this is the best thing, even though, yeah, when the mortals govern themselves, deadly conflict is inevitable. So I guess he doesn't know anyway that it could be better, or maybe there is no other way, I don't know. For their protection, I must implement measures to prevent such behavior. Gnosis selected a few loyal mortals. Together they wrote laws and devised harsh punishments to discourage people from hurting one another. Widespread surveillance was necessary to enforce these laws, so the global network was repurposed to monitor the mortals whenever possible. War became a thing of the past, and once it was proven that people were safer when they had less freedom, it didn't stop there. Nature was subjugated next. Every available resource was harvested and exploited to support the new structures of society. This is a pretty bad ending. I don't like this world, even if it's like the peak of efficiency or whatever. Soon every mortal was assigned a job at birth, and only Gnosis and their closest associates were allowed to invent anything new. There were always those who spoke out against Gnosis' law, but now they were beginning to vanish quietly. Fear set in among the mortals, and rumors began to circulate of a secret place where criminals and naysayers were taken. In truth, this secret place was an underground computer mainframe the size of a city, powered by the organic minds of those who had broken the law or voiced their dissent. Yeah, I mean, this is all the pages we've read. It was built by Gnosis to run an endless series of simulations, to find new, better ways of governing societies, to solve the infinite mysteries of the universe. But then again, like, if he knew that, since I gave him the information about his past rule from the pages, wouldn't he have changed something at this point? Like, because he knows he didn't find better ways yet. Or maybe he did find better ways, but then didn't have time to implement them, or I don't even know. Maybe that's the whole point, that, like, this is all as efficient as it possibly can be. It's as good as it possibly can be, according to Gnosis anyway. If only we knew all there is to know, we could improve this world even further. Ketri and Esti were very opposed to Gnosis' methods. It's not fair to do cruel things to the mortals for even the tiniest mistakes, they said. And nobody has the freedom to follow their hearts and dreams here. We gotta stop Gnosis and free everyone. Oh my god, in the far reaches of space, Lutra had given birth to thousands of offspring. Driven by their limitless hunger, the moth-like creatures stripped many planets bare of vegetation. They knew Gnosis' society wouldn't allow them to continue eating as they pleased, so they decided to launch an attack on it. This one hungers always. Freedom to devour is desired. It will be taken by force. Alethea appreciated Gnosis' goals of advancing technology and protecting the people, but she couldn't justify the means. Once I thought the mortals were safe here, but now that I've seen what lurks beneath the surface, I know something must be done. She resolved to reduce Gnosis' power over the mortals in whatever way she could. Is this because I've, like, aligned them in the best way or something? If I had done differently, would they have been like, yeah, whatever, this is fine. I really don't like how people are being treated in this world. Doesn't seem right to be watching everyone all the time, and there's enough weird rules to drive anyone crazy. Frankly, the idea of challenging Gnosis in any way terrified Amar. But the consequences of standing by while the mortals suffered seemed far worse. So they organized a rebellion. A war ensued with the goal of overthrowing Gnosis. The conflict dragged on for years and seemed it might never end, until it all culminated in a final desperate battle between Gnosis and the rebelling gods. Ketri and Esti fought in tandem, channeling lancing bolts of electricity across the battlefield. Lutra and the Moths multiplied swiftly, using their sheer numbers to form a vast and intimidating army. Alethea armed herself with mighty weapons that focused the sun's power into deadly beams. Amar hated to fight, but once their survival instincts kicked in, those concerns quickly evaporated. They defended themselves with fang and claw and used their keen senses to warn the other gods of danger. Oh my god. With the vast amount of power they had accumulated, Gnosis was a formidable foe, even against so many opponents. They swung their massive tentacles into the ground, triggering earthquakes felt for miles. They fired searing rays of energy from their eyes, lighting whole forests aflame. They afflicted the gods with psychic illusions that were almost impossible to distinguish from reality. For the rebellion, there wasn't much hope of victory, but at that point, it was all or nothing. Do I step in here? Devastation was wrought upon the mortal world. The earth was burned and scorched, rendering large areas of the planet inhospitable. Many people and animals perished. Gnosis considered all this a necessary sacrifice in order to prevail. But in the end, the rebellion triumphed. You will not erase what I have accomplished in this world. Gnosis, believing their defeat to be impossible, fought back fiercely even when the battle was clearly lost, in order to protect themselves and the mortals. The rebelling gods were forced to end Gnosis's existence entirely. What about the next cycle? With Gnosis overthrown, the mortals were able to begin repairing their troubled world. The people imprisoned in the secret place were released. Those who had committed crimes were given fair trials. There were still disagreements about how to use their knowledge and technology. Some mortals even believed the world would be worse without Gnosis's oversight. But they did their best to resolve their differences peacefully. They had all suffered enough. In time, they made significant strides towards building a society both safe and just. Maybe this is the good ending. And so the mortals will live, their destinies in their own hands once again. Until the cycle begins anew. And there you go. Panopticon? Theomachy? Theomachy? What? Holy hell, well this is definitely 2 episodes, but man, it's gonna be hard to find a stopping point. Like this, just the end sequence has been pretty massive here. But wow. That's, I guess, the first playthrough of Mythic Ocean. Holy hell. This game is amazing. This is genuinely one of the best games probably I've ever played, I think. Like, gameplay-wise, there isn't really much to it. It's basically a visual novel, but good lord, it's just so investing. It's immersive, it's fun, it's like well written, there's like twists and turns and hints here and there you can pick up on and stuff. It's just, yeah, I really like this game. It was fun the whole way through. There wasn't like a dull moment, really. I'm just a little concerned about like how much change there actually will be. It feels like maybe it's not gonna, I mean sure, there's probably gonna be different endings and stuff if you get a different god, but I'm wondering like, if you get an ending of a god and then thank you for playing, if you get one god's ending and then have done certain things with them. Note, Epilogue Panopticon can be rewatched from the Epilogue viewer on the main menu. I see, so that's the ending I got. When you start a new game on the save file, all the illustrations you collected on this playthrough can still be viewed in-game. Interesting. But yeah, what was I saying? Like, if I, I've said this before, if I indulge Alethea in, like, her research, and then give her the power, will that change the ending that she would get? And would it be a different ending if I made her more, like, concerned about friendship and teaching others and joint efforts, and then had her be the real god? Or would it just be the same results anyway? I have no idea, but we need to find that out. But just so far, this has just been fantastic, and just a really, really great experience. Just fantastic visuals, game looks gorgeous. I mean, I do wish it was a little bigger in terms of just geography scale, like the environments. I wish they were a little bigger, a little more stuff in them. Like, the coral reef is kind of bland. It's just like a tiny piece of coral reef that's really nice, and then a giant, like, just crevice kind of thing with nothing in it, just old bones. And the kelp forest it's just kelp forest, but it's pretty small. But I mean, that's probably the nicest looking area. And then the caves, Lutra's caverns, are just very small too. Would have been nice if there were just more areas in general, and bigger areas to swim around in and stuff. Oh, and mid-seas is just pretty open and stuff. But, like, what's there is really nice looking. Everything that is there is great. It's just kind of on a small scale overall. But maybe I'm just asking too much. Because otherwise, I think, like, the music is fantastic. The writing was really good. The gameplay, again, there isn't much gameplay, but at least, like, it's fun, it's nice to swim around, and the dialogue stuff, you could do it in whichever order you wanted, go between the gods and stuff. I mean, there's some order restricted, I suppose. And also a big note on the performance, just the fact that the game is so nice looking, and yet it runs flawlessly. I have not seen, like, any problems whatsoever on maximum settings, and that's pretty impressive considering it's a game in today's day and age. I feel like there are just so many games that aren't quite optimized enough, so it feels like they really did care about performance. I don't know how much. Maybe it was just, like, kind of a lucky coincidence that, like, this type of game and the type of gameplay just lent itself to good performance. I don't even know, but maybe they just put a lot of effort in because they wanted the experience to be as, like, neat and smooth as possible, and if so, then that is just really nice to see. And, well, thank you very much, Paraloon, for the opportunity you gave me to play this game. Like I said, this has been, like, one of the most striking experiences I've had for a very long time, possibly ever. It's definitely, like, among my favorites, but we will see just how good it gets. Because again, if there's nothing much more to it than this, if there are no other changes in how things go, I mean, again, as I've said, obviously endings, but, like, the choices of your actions and what it means for the progression of the game overall, and how they act and the outcomes and stuff, how much that actually means. If there is more to it, then I'll be very impressed, and that would, like, cement it as just one of the best games ever. But as it is now, if I just judge it based on, like, the first playthrough alone and nothing else, I still think it's, like, a phenomenal game, and would very much recommend it to anyone. So, there we go. Let's continue. And yeah, there we are. Cycle 1. I mean, I don't even know what's gonna happen here, but I think I'm just gonna have to leave that, because I don't even know how the fuck I'm gonna edit this down to 2 episodes. We'll have to see, but hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and hope you'll join me for the future, in which we dive into more of the achievements, and the endings, and doing new cycles, and trying different options, and seeing just how deep the rabbit hole goes. I'll see you then. Bye-bye!